Okay, so hey, this is Reed with Fly on Night Skies. I've got a cold, so my voice sounds bad, but this is the first tutorial I've ever made, and so if it's a little rough, I apologize for that in advance. I'm also just gonna give it a little disclosure here. I'm nothing close to an expert in After Effects or Photoshop or astrophotography really in general. I love it. It's fun. I've done it for about 7 years. But again, no pro. And I do love it though, and want to share some little tricks and things I've learned over the last almost decade. So this is especially made for people who want to learn simple things, who have maybe gotten overwhelmed by a lot of the tutorials on the web, kind of like I have over time. So anyway, right now we're going to start out with a little simple animation of a still photo, just a zoom. It's nice to make these to work with Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, just really super simple still photos that we can turn into animations that look like actual videos. So we will start with that. So just for reference here, we've got a picture I've prepared of the Horsehead Nebula. I've cropped it to 1080 by 1920 pixels, which is apparently the optimal format for uploading onto all kinds of social media. Instagram and other platforms will crop things depending on where it is. It might be in a feed, it might be square aspect ratio. If it's full reel, it'll be 1080 by 1920. Same thing with stories and other things. YouTube shorts will be 1080 by 1920. Of course, YouTube videos will be the opposite, 1920 by 1080. So a lot of different aspect ratios, but kind of also the same aspect ratios. So anyway, we got this one cropped correctly to start our little experiment here. So next, we'll open up After Effects. Take just a second here. And we will hit a new project. And then we're going to go to the new composition from Footage tab here. And this automatically brings me to my desktop, but it's wherever your picture or video is saved. And then we'll click there. You can zoom out to get a full view, or zoom in a little bit to get a better view, which I like. And then just to make sure the settings are right, we'll right click on the composition, take composition settings. This, even though I know for a fact that I cropped it to 1080 by 1920, for some reason it always says custom and has odd pixel values in there. We're going to do 30 frames per second. And then usually what I change here is just the time. I like this one to be 10 seconds. Sometimes it'll be 15. And now that Reels and Shorts and everything can be up to 60 seconds, we could definitely change that to 60 seconds if we wanted, depending on what our content was. So we'll hit OK there. And then I believe we'll double click on the photo here, and this is where we can kind of change settings and positions and things like that of our photo here as we animate it. So we'll hit the drop down arrow here and drop down arrow again to transform, and this little target is kind of the center of whatever transformation you want to make. So we could leave it there and zoom right into that spot, but I kind of want to zoom in right on the Horsehead Nebula's horsehead. So I'm going to click Anchor And then I'm going to move the anchor just a little bit right on top of the horse head, which I think I like that a lot. And then at the same time, I'm going to click scale, because we're going to scale this from 100%, which is just full size image, just how it is. And then we're going to zoom in on it. So we're going to start here with our slider, keyframe slider, guider, whatever you want to call it, right here at 0 seconds. And it's going to be 100% size on the photo. And then we're going to move the slider all the way to 10 seconds. And we're going to click right here on the diamond. And then here we're going to do 400%, because I think I like 400%. I think that'll be good. Tab over to make the X and Y axis the same. Hit enter. And that'll work. That'll apply that to the whole image. I always hit enter, or I always hit the space bar right there, and that doesn't do us any good. So, okay, anyway, then we'll double click on this is where I always get a little bit lost, because it doesn't make a lot of intuitive sense to me. Alright, we're going to go up and double click on the composition window. Oh yes, and this is what we need to look at a little bit. Composition window has been transformed. You can see by the black border. So I just clicked on it, and I'm using the arrow keys to get rid of the black border. Looks like there's a little bit of a border there still. Kind of weird. I don't love that, but I don't know if I can get it, because there's a black border over here if I move one arrow in there. So maybe I'll zoom in. Yeah, that does the trick. Okay, 2 clicks and the border is gone. So now we're perfectly aligned again. So we can click out of that, click down onto our composition, hit the space bar, watch it zoom in. Nice and steady, smooth. I like it a lot. That is the animation taking place, perfectly aligned. I hope that was clear enough. Didn't mess around too much. And that's it. So we've taken a still astrophoto and turned it into a really simple animation by zooming in on a particular feature to give it a more interesting feel. Now, this is obviously a really easy way to animate a still photo, which is common in astrophotography, because we just take still photos all the time, and then we can turn this into kind of an action type video and post on platforms like Reels and YouTube Shorts, which in particular give you a lot wider reach than just simple still posts on your feed, which is really nice. Kind of a cool thing to be able to do, since again, astrophotos they're hours long still frames that don't really lend themselves well to animation, but this is a fun way to animate them, and you can get a lot more people able to see these pictures both on Instagram and YouTube if you can kind of find a way to simply animate them. So anyway, I'll post more videos soon, including how to render this animation and actually upload it to Instagram or YouTube. And then there's also really other fun things you've seen probably on my shorts feed that show how to, add like a flying through stars effect or a rotation effect or whatever you might want to do. Some fun things to make your pictures more interesting. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. Explained enough of the very, very basics of After Effects. Again, I'm no pro at After Effects, but I'd like to show some of the really simple things I've learned that can actually make your pictures look pretty cool and turn classically still pictures that are beautiful into something a little more animated so that more people have the chance to see them on social platforms. So anyway, thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, which at this point not very many people have, I'd love it if you subscribed, and I'll keep posting videos, and I'll see you next time with more simple tutorials. Thanks.